made this trip a center point for a new future. In this podunk town, he'd subtly uncovered what he could about Brody and Jack Crews. That was the priority, after all. Moving forward, leaving the past behind. It started with the Crews brothers. Hitting the bar tonight might have gained him more insight into them. But would a slight detour, the type with long, curly brown hair and a sweet little body, matter so much? If he listened to his dick, the answer was no. His balls were giving a resounding go for it as well. His head, though. Hell, his head claimed he could afford a delay. In the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't matter. Since arriving in town, he'd discovered that the men were well-liked, each of them married, and they had an odd but interesting business called Mustang Transport. Locals claimed they dealt with mundane shit as well as serial killers and psychopaths. Somewhere in the middle, the truth lurked. He'd also heard about their mother. He'd been hearing about her for as long as he could remember. For very different reasons, she interested him almost as much as Brody and Jack. He had no connection to Rosalind Crews, but meeting the men felt important in a way nothing else ever had. He couldn't explain it, even to himself. He'd gone through life making damn sure he needed no one, and that he wanted only for things he could get for himself. Now, much as it chapped his ass, he wanted something else, and it depended on Brody and Jack Crews. It didn't have to happen right away, though. He wouldn't mind burning off some energy before making that initial contact, especially if he could convince this woman to give him a few hours of her time. He noted every small movement as she spoke into her phone. He couldn't catch every word, but the low murmur of her voice stroked over him. He was pretty sure she left a message. Suddenly, she held the phone back and stared at it. Hot annoyance tightened her mouth and brought down her brows. Perfect. Just freaking perfect. He heard that loud and clear. Jamming the phone into a back pocket, a tight fit over that sweetly rounded backside, she dropped her head with a throaty groan that traveled along his spine like a sensual stroke. Her eyes closed, her mouth flattened, and the damp night drew her long, light brown hair into coiling curls. He'd love to tangle his fingers in her unruly hair. As if spurred by her innate energy, the curls moved, bouncing a little, drifting with the breeze. Judging people had kept him alive. With this woman, he sensed she didn't indulge in downtime very often. Even standing still, she seemed to spark with energy. Curiosity cut into him, mingling with a carnal interest. Had she been stood up? Walked out on a date? Just then she growled, "Ted, stupid phone." The thump of her hand to a metal lamppost sent a dull clang ringing over the area. Now what? Well, that answered his question. White teeth nibbled her bottom lip in consideration. Considering, she glanced at the bar, shook her head once, and returned to pacing. Clouds covered the moon, amplifying the darkness. She was far too petite to be stranded alone. Doesn't mean she wants a quick fuck, he argued with himself. The young woman stewing in front of him might be more likely to sell brownies at a local bake sale, but engage in a hot one-night stand? Probably not. Sure, she was standing outside a rowdy bar all alone on a late night, but then so was he. So what should he do? Be smart and turn away, or see if she needed help? He remained undecided when two men exited the bar with a lot of noisy fanfare. Drunken asses. The woman glanced up, then quickly away with a roll of her eyes, but not quickly enough to avoid notice. "Charlotte, hey, what's up?" With a leer, a mop-headed man added, "You waiting for me, sugar?" Mitch caught the way his unshaven bud snickered, proving the irony in the question. "Definitely not," she replied, her tongue crisp and clear. Mitch liked the sound of her voice, not all girly or too sweet, but firm and no-nonsense. He did not like how the two dunces eyeballed her anyway, stumbling in her direction despite her preferences. Come on now, don't be like that," the talkative one said. His idiot friend guffawed, stumbled, and heckled some more. Charlotte, nice name, propped her hands on slim hips and issued a dire warning. "You'd be smart to keep walking, Bernie." "How come you're here alone?" He tried a teasing voice that Mitch suspected did the opposite of entice. "You know where to find me this time of night." "Drunk as usual, yes, I know." Annoyance squared her narrow shoulders. "Not that it's any of your business, but I finished a late delivery and was heading home, then had car trouble." She added with menace, "Help is on the way." "I'll keep you company until then." "No, you will not."